Antique from the 1800s, have to figure out what it is for a school project. Antique soap saver. Small scraps of soap were put in the cage, and when people did dishes by hand, the soap saver was swished through the dishwater to made suds. Just got home. Wow, thanks to the kind strangers who gifted me silver and platinum, my first awards in 6+ years, and thanks to the late Mrs. Ripley who, in the course of her elderly housekeeping, actually used one of these in her sink, and I was able to share that memory with so many people today. I thought it was an antique French fries maker. I was going to say a toaster for toasting bread over a fire. Green lizard body is about 9 inches long, found floating in our pool this morning. It's a green iguana, typically sold as pets. They're mostly herbivores. They love fruit but have been known to eat some insects too. Thank you, I feel bad for it. It was in our pool probably all night and the water is freezing. I hope he can make it. Are you in an area where they're native? If not, it is either an escaped pet or was dumped. I would check to see if you have any reptile stores in the area that could take it or give advice if that's the case. Put a heat lamp on it. They need heat. Go get some kale to feed it, dandelion greens, etc. They love crickets, but don't give it too many as it is not their main diet. I had one for years that I rescued. Awesome creatures. I don't have a heat lamp, but I have it out in the sun with a warm blanket and half of the aquarium cover, so if it needs shade I'm going to take it to a reptile guy that I got in touch with. 100% green iguana. Used to have one. Be careful and contact the animal control. They can spread disease and have razor sharp claws. P.S. I do not have one anymore. Found this thing in the woods. I think it's stinkhorn egg, and they're edible. Yeah, but are they any good? I couldn't imagine it got the name stinkhorn because of any positive qualities. Durian smells like shit and is edible. I literally just came back from Vietnam. Tried durian for the first time. Fresh durian smelled like trash. Like straight rotting garbage. Flavor, like a creamed banana. Delicious. Always get the fresh variety. Same thing with jackfruit. Friggin' tasted like bubbly yum bubble gum. Doesn't smell like rotting garbage though. American BTW. I'm in a relationship. A former addict. Is this the cap? Not to the pointy but to the other side? I was a former addict for heroin addict for 6 years, and I'm so sorry to tell you that this is 100% from a obviously used syringe. Gonna guess it's from a BD Ultrafine 3032G insulin syringe with the white tip. Afraid to bring this up with the addict in question right away. Don't be afraid to bring it up with his family or anyone else close to him/her. I'm 100% sober now, and if you have any questions at all feel free to message me. You must be so uncomfortable right now, and remember, you're so right to feel this way. Please don't let the person in question gaslight you or talk you out of believing what you found, girl. More power to you, sister. We are both heroin addicts in recovery. I never used needles caps like that. We made a deal when we started dating. If one of us relapsed, that was it. Done. I'm 4 months pregnant. He said it was only 2 times. I don't believe him. I'm feeling really awful. So does he. I have a baby to think about and just ended it. Thanks for the confirmation, everyone. Wow, you guys, I woke up feeling really down and all this support has really helped me. I appreciate all of you so much for showing me all this random stranger kindness. I really needed it, along with the validation. I'm overwhelmed with all this love and support. I can't even verbalize it. Sorry for what you're going through, but you made the right choice ending it. I hope your pregnancy and recovery go smoothly. Thanks for thinking of the baby, staying strong, and making sure the baby doesn't grow up with challenges like this. There's nothing stopping him from sorting himself out by himself. This bit is crucial, I'm afraid, and being a fantastic father. But if you stay together, you're both done for. You undoubtedly already know this, but codependency is the biggest risk factor for relapse. I know it's scary to do it alone, but your child won't have a mother or a father if you stay together. I'm so sorry this is happening, but you're doing the right thing. Dad was a heroin addict. My mom was addicted to benzos and had a heap of substance issues before I was born. I wouldn't want any other mom. I thank the stars that I didn't grow up in care. I know a lot of people who weren't as lucky as I was. Stay steadfast. You're already a good mother, and weird though it might sound, I'm full of pride and love for you. Found in a garden back in 1959, still haven't been able to identify what it is. It's a brooch or pin featuring Napoleon, like this. Op has been wondering what this thing is for 60 years, and Reddit solves it in 2 hours. Well done. Friend from high school went missing. Last seen in this truck. Can someone identify the type of truck? 2010 Chevy Colorado. My guess. I drive a 2010 Colorado. Looks like mine except for the color. Solved. We still have no clue what kind of truck it is, but police were able to figure out who owns the truck. The girl's still missing though. Stay strong up. I'm sorry for her parents and all you guys. Please update us when they find her. I will. It appears she is a runaway rather than abducted, so it brightens my hopes up a little. Oregon Coast Range, found poking out of the forest duff near my home. I send the picture to my friend who's an archaeologist. He said that anthropomorphic clay figures like this can be found all over the world and are quite common. Since it's impossible to tell how deep it was buried underground equals how old it is, without more info it's basically worthless. You can donate it to a local museum, but I suggest you simply keep it. This is part of a Circle of Friends candle holder. My wife and I brought one back from Mexico years ago. Well, now I know how to mess with my local folks who comb the beach for treasures. Found in Deep Creek, MD. Stonefly larvae. Good sign for the water quality. I didn't believe you until I looked it up. The wiki itself says stoneflies are intolerant to water pollution. Does this include fish poop? Can you just drink right out of this stream? No, stonefly larvae can thrive in streams where there are bacteria, Cryptosporidium, and Giardia that would still make a person very sick. Always disinfect your drinking water. Good to know. I can't imagine myself ever needing to drink random water out in nature, but if I see stoneflies I'll still boil it. Found a box labeled rocket by my dumpster. Shipping crate for M156 warheads with M427 fuses. Correct. Based on the lot number they were manufactured in May 1990. 90E90 is the last two digits of the year and E is the fifth letter in the alphabet, so E May. There is no month for I because it looks like a 1. When this box was emptied and determined not needed for repack, they should have sprayed out the writing to conceal what was inside. Many Air Force munitions troops deal with these warheads all the time because they are still a current item Air Force fighter pilots train with stateside and overseas. White phosphorus is used to mark targets, smoke, but has historically been used against enemy personnel. Gnarly stuff. My girlfriend took this photo of the moon through a telescope last night. What are the purple spots on the right? Probably just a reflection from one of the lenses. Many phone cameras and some other cameras often use an infrared LED to measure distance in order to autofocus. This shows up as purple light if you are taking a photo close to something reflective. For example, if you are in camera mode on your phone, if you look in a mirror you will see a purple light coming from your phone. This can also be demonstrated by pointing a TV remote or other infrared transmitting LED device at your phone camera and pressing a button. You'll see purple light on your screen coming from the remote. I've used this method for testing IR transmitters in robot controllers. We can't see the IR beam with our eyes, but it's picked up in cameras. TLDR, it's the camera's infrared LED being reflected by the telescope lens. For people wondering why it's purple, here is a Quora answer that has a lot of neat graphs and such explaining why. Going to go with solved on this. My hopes were for a satellite or something. Our instructor noted one passing in front of the moon later in the evening. My daughter is convinced she found a shark tooth, picked up at the beach in Castelldefels, Spain. Geologist here. It's definitely a quartz vein. You can see the host rock at the tip of the tooth. It looks like it's hosted in jasper. Like your daughter, when I was a kid I had a rock that I was convinced was a dinosaur tooth. It was an elongated triangular rock with a notch out of one side that looked like a cavity. There's no harm in letting her think it's a shark tooth, and if it gets her learning about fossils or anything like that, even better. This is such a great advice. I believe Mercedes dated 98/99. Anyone know which type? Hit and run. Googling the parts numbers show a Mercedes W202, an older C-Class model. What the? Why did I get silver for such a simple thing? Well, thanks I guess. Oh thanks man, didn't know I could Google certain numbers. Helps me out a lot. Definitely a W202 C-Class 1993 to 2000. The 202 refers to the chassis sauce. I work at a Benz dealership. Pretty much all Mercedes parts have part numbers on them, generally starting with letter A. If I remember correctly, call the local Benz dealer, ask them if they have had any orders for these part numbers lately from either private or panel shops. Also call a few local wrecking yards, ask the same question.